Crucifixion of Jesus. So this is number 6 of our series of 7 on Holy Week. And this is from the book of Matthew, which is in the New Testament, chapter 27, verses 33 through 51. And when they came to a place called Golgotha, which means place of a skull, they gave him wine to drink and mixed with gall. And after tasting it, he was unwilling to drink. So they gave the wine back then because the water was really bad, and wine was different back then than it is today. Just has the same name. So, but he wasn't. He was unwilling to drink it. He says, "No, I'll just keep doing what I have to do." And when they had crucified him, they divided up his garments among themselves by casting lots. So, the crucifixion was done. So in other words, Jesus died on the cross, and then they took the garments that he wore, and they casting lots is kind of like throwing the dice, and who has the highest number gets them. That's what casting lots is. And sitting down, they began to keep watch over him there. So in other words, he wasn't down from the cross yet, but the soldiers kept watch over him there. And above his head, they put the charge against him, which read, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." So they knew he was our King. At that time, 2 robbers crucified with him, one on the right and one on the left. So that was the time of punishment back then, as they put people on the cross. Whatever you did, they'd put you on the cross. So he had 2 robbers, it says. They were robbers. One was on the right, one was on the left on their crosses. And those passing by were hurling abuse at him. So hurling abuse would be like, "Oh, what are you doing up there? We knew you belonged up there." They were kind of insulting him and bullying him even then. And wagging their heads and saying, let's see what they were saying. You who are going to destroy the temple and rebuild in the 3 days, save yourself. If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross. So even at that point, they did not believe that Jesus was the Son of God. So he said, save yourself. Come down from the cross if you're who you say you are. But Jesus had different plans, didn't he? He had heavenly plans. In the same way, the chief priests also, along with the scribes and the elders. So these were like the head people of the time. They were called chief priests. Scribes were like a different name for people that were ahead of stuff, and elders are people that are ahead of things. So they were people of the land that were over other people. And they all were mocking him, saying, let's see what they had to say to Jesus at that time. He saved others. He cannot save himself. He is the King of Israel. Let him come down from the cross, and we will believe in him. So, in other words, they were telling Jesus, you come down from the cross, and then we'll believe that you're Jesus, the Son of God. So it was still just kind of not being nice at all, right? He trusts in God. Let God rescue him now, if he delights in him, for he said, I am the Son of God. So they're still saying, if you say you're the Son of God, let God rescue you right now. The robbers who had been crucified with him were also insulting him with the same words. So now from the 6th hour, darkness fell. So now the 6th hour, it's daytime. But The hour of darkness. Darkness fell. Just like it was daytime 1 minute, the next minute it was dark. And it's like kind of in the middle of the day. Darkness fell upon the land until the ninth hour. So for 3 hours there was night when it was supposed to be day. About the ninth hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, my God, why have you forsaken me? He was really troubled at that time. And some of those who were standing there, when they heard it, began saying, this man is calling for Elijah. They didn't think he was calling for God. They thought he was calling for someone else that's in the Bible. Immediately, one of them ran. Taking a sponge, he filled it with sour wine and put it on a reed, so that's a stick, and gave him a drink. So somebody wanted to give him a drink of the wine. But the rest of them said, let us see whether Elijah will come to save him. So they're still thinking this other person, Elijah, who is in the Bible and did a lot of different things, which they knew about Elijah. But Jesus was doing what God wanted him to do, not what Elijah wanted him to do. And Jesus cried out again with a loud voice and yelled up, yielded up his spirit. He said, Father, I'm good now. I'm good to go. And behold, the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. So, the temple is like our church. And they had a big curtain. I mean, it's really tall and really thick. And no one could go beyond that temple unless people thought they were like the priest or the pastor or something like that. They could not go beyond that that curtain, because it was only for, like, the pastors or the holy men or the priest at the time. But Jesus says, people can pray to me now. They don't have to pray to someone else and then have them pray to God for them. So it says, the veil of the temple was torn into from top to bottom. So it just went right straight down from top to bottom. Then the earth shook like a big earthquake, and the rocks were split. So it got dark. The veil was torn from top to bottom in the temple. The earth shook and the rocks split. Wow. So I'll be reading in the series, book number 7, in just a few minutes, real quickly. And you can find this series of the Holy Week on homeschoolforlife.org. Thank you.